7 o'clock. And Luke said that he was going to be here potentially for a few minutes because of extra reasons. So, Jerry, I'm going to ask you to step up and help me as former vice mayor, okay?
Absolutely.
I'm asking you like you have an option, huh? Oh, Jared. So
No, I do. Here, let me get my headset plugged in. Sorry.
You're like, I have an option, I promise. All right. I didn't meant it as like, do it. I meant it more of like, can you step up and help? Thank you so much for your willingness to always step up and help in this role. All right. So I would like to call this meeting to order. Today, Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023 at 7 p.m. Jared Stolfus?
I'm here.
Valerie Woodall?
I'm here.
Danielle Carr?
Here.
Okay, and myself, we have quorum, 5. And once Luke goes in, let me know so that we could like tag them in, okay? All right. Oof. Thank you so much. Jared, can you please lead the Pledge of Allegiance?
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Okay, so at this point, we are going to take a few minutes, less than 5 minutes, to review the agenda in front of us. And I'll be asking our Vice Mayor for tonight if he could please review the agenda. Oh, look, you showed up right on time.
Good.
So can you review the agenda can you read through the agenda, Luke?
Yep.
Oh, you came in like a minute too early, Luke. Jerry almost had it.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
1, call to order, Pledge of Allegiance. 2, review of agenda. 3, mayor and council event announcements. 4, presentation and discussion on building application for 3302 Otis Street, Mount Rainier. We'll have a presentation from the owner of 3202 Otis Street. 5, presentation and discussion on letter of support for CB 69, the county council bill that would require safe street design, 10 minutes. Council member Stoltzfus will present the letter of support for the county council CB 69. 6, public comment. Did I miss 7 or did we skip 7 and go to 8? 8, approval of minutes. The mayor and council will vote on approving the minutes for April 28th, 2020, May 5th, 2020, May 13th, 2020, May 19th, 2020, May 20, 2020, May 26th, 2020, June 2nd, 2020, the budget work session, June 2nd, 2020, the legislative meeting, June 9th, 2020, June 16th, 2020, August 6th, 2020, August 8th, 2020, 18th, 2020, September 1st, 2020, January 5th, 2021, January 26th, 2021, January 20th, 2023, June 20th, 2023, June 29th, 2023, June 15th, 2023, and September 5th, 2023. And then 9 is adjournment.
All right, can you go back and look if we skip 7 by any chances? So that'll be the only adjustment we'll be able to make. Move it up the page. There you go. Oh, freeze. There you go, Luke, number 7. New
Great.
business. That's one you skipped.
Thank you. Number 7 under new business is the first reading of resolution 03-2023, the FY 2025 proposed budget calendar. The mayor and council will have the first reading of this resolution.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Is there anything you guys need to add or delete from this agenda? Let me know. If not, thumbs up, council. You're good. We're moving on to the next step. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have more than 3. All right, perfect. Okay, so just as an order of business, all those minutes that you saw there, they have been presented to us at work sessions. So we have had the opportunity to review them at least for 2 weeks before they made it to the voting agenda. The resolution 03-2023 for the same, it was reviewed in the last work session as well. So there's although it's under new business, how do you call it? Because it's a reading, it's already been reviewed in a work session, and most of the stuff that we see here is reviewed on the work session. All right, so thank you guys so much. Seeing that there's nothing, we have a working agenda. We're moving on to mayor and council members events and announcement. All right, Luke, I'm gonna see you the floor. Oh, I see a little friend with us.
Okay.
Play the drum. I'll play the drum.
Sorry, so one announcement is that Finn wants to play with dominoes.
It's
The second
important.
the second announcement is that the green team will be going out with an announcement soon for another round of hold on, buddy. Another round of Native Plant Network certification. So you should be seeing that communication from the city. The green team just sent that to Pink today for that to go out and get folks to get certified in some of the days ahead this fall. So be on the lookout for that. And I think that's it for me.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. And please extend a thank you to the green team. I know they're being really busy trying to get homes to be able to place trees and so on, and making sure we're online with becoming a tree city and being sustainable more than anything. All right, Jared.
Nothing to add. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Valerie?
I think the only two things, so this past weekend I participated in the Gateway CDC's board retreat on Saturday, so stay tuned. There's some changes and some good updates coming from that. And then the second thing is that we have on our agendas upcoming events. The Recreation Committee is finalizing details for a Sweaty Sweater Run on December 2nd. So that can go into the next next event list going forward. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And again, also thank the rec committee for their work. And working out in the winter is going to be fun. You know, I don't promise to do a 5K, but I'll walk it. I already have the zombie run I have to deal with. All right, Danielle.
Yes, thanks. I wanted to announce that October 21st, we are going to do Children's Porch Fest at the Food Forest from 10 to 1. It will start at Deepak and Shambhali's for a children's jam session, and there will be craft storytelling and outdoor games. Disclaimer, no city money or materials are being used for this event because the city manager said that we couldn't use recreation.
No, you need to stop.
I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time.
Excuse me. You will not do that. Mute the mic, please. Mute the mic. Mute the mic. You cannot say nothing about that stuff. You can sit there and you cannot insult that stuff. You cannot insult the staff, Danielle. That's it. That's a standard rule that we have in council. You cannot sit there and insult the staff. That can happen.
Selena, I'm not insulting anyone.
You are. It's an insult, so please take it back.
I have made a disclaimer that no city money or materials are being used for this event. Stop. Thank
you, Danielle. Thank you, Danielle. You should have left it like that. You don't need to bring the city manager into this. Go on.
We were denied use. We are not using city money or materials for this event.
Thank you so much.
I'm not done. Okay. I have 3 minutes.
Okay.
I am not done.
Go ahead, Danielle.
The Design Review Board is looking for a 5th member. They advise the City Council on design-related issues after meeting with designers and owners in open meetings to look over and discuss their plans. If you think you might be interested, you can find them on the city website under the government tab and under the Design Review Board link. The CERT training is coming up for the first weekend in November, and it is free. So if you are interested in getting certified in CERT, please let me know and I will put you in touch with the CERT representative to get you the link you would need to sign up. If you have any questions about these events or announcements or anything else having to do with Ward 1, you can email me at dcarter@mountrainiermd.org. Thank you.
For future comment for all the council members, and it's an agreement that no council member or member of the committee should be making exploratory remarks when it comes to a city employee. And I need to make sure that that is clear. You could shut your mic down, Danielle, because it's my time. It's very, very clear on what this is and it isn't. You guys cannot attack the staff. And I think that council is very, very aware what fundings are being used for. And we all have been respectful of how the funds are being used and not being used. When a council member has done something, even if the council member has had funding from an alternative source, they always coordinate with the city and it's become a city sponsor event because the city is coordinated. So I want to make sure that this is not these declining funds, that is more like, to the point of what it is and what isn't. Okay, but bringing down the staff that way, that's something we would not do in any meeting. Okay. So I'm going to give you my announcements. I want to first of all thank very much NALEO, which is the Latino elected officials at national level, for offering me a scholarship. The scholarship was fully funded, registration, airfare, hotel. Everything was paid. No city money was even used. Not a city credit card was used inside. I've been hearing people lying about this. I want to make sure it's clear. Mr. Kamali, can you please make sure that for the record it's stated that if any city money was used for this event?
No, Mayor, not to my knowledge. And that's it.
Thank you so much. And also want to go ahead and thank, so this allowed me to be able to go to the FEMA training with 50 other elected Latino officials to be able to create funds and at the same time make sure I was FEMA trained. This is a possibility that was made happen with a focus on making sure that we as, women, but also Latino elected officials were fully prepared and ready when it comes to an emergency, but also at the same time, we're able to build bonds at a national level with both FEMA, but also with other elected officials. So thank you, Naleo, for that. And it's very appreciated all the things that you guys do to make sure you get us ready. The other thing is I did went to San Luis as well. Thank you as well to another organization, Local Progress, for making sure they pay for everything. Again, no city funding was used. And my volunteer time is volunteer. I don't get paid to go to these events. The city does not book anything for me. I do everything myself or the organization does it. And saying that, what I bring back from the city is resources, information, and knowledge, but also a network that is both national and at times even international when it comes to resources. And I think that's something that's very important because it has helped us when we need to be able to build, inform, and construct. And at the same time, it's allowed me to have mentors beyond the state of Maryland. And that's always wonderful, and also in Maryland, because I did got to spend some time and be able to bond with some of them that were at various levels, including board members, mayors, council members, as well as other elected officials in other counties in Maryland. So overall has been very good. PGCPS held their meeting. I know Councilmember Jared Stoffels did stop by to be able to meet with the other elected officials. And we wrote to run the meeting. I did give the information to the city manager for the Bloom program. I was informed that the city was part of them at one point, and I gave it to the city manager so that way we could find out what happened, why we were part of it and no longer part of it. And we'll review and we're going to ask them to come in and do a presentation. So that is, very positive around the scholarship committee. I talked to a few of them. They were very excited to hear that that the days for the scholarship committee have been out, and they're looking forward to sign up. And part of my task as mayor has been very much making sure that I attend other cool events, right? So the Washington unit, as you guys have been advertising and we've been important, they celebrate their 85 years as a unit, and as well, that's 25 years in the city. If you don't know where that's at, that's the Hut. And I was very honored to be able to be there. As you guys know, we wrote a resolution, basically even giving them the whole month of September as Washington Unit Month. They were very excited and happy, and they did put it in their brochure. So overall, it's been positive. Then Mr. Kamali and I went today to Annapolis to be able to talk to Delegate Fennell, and we have been talking to the rest of the delegation, and we are going to be reporting soon on it as we finish all their different meetings and trying to do the task that you've asked me to do, which is go talk to them about our priorities and make sure we do what we need to do. So that's outstanding. And lastly, but not least, I went to 2023, and I got to also interact with various elected officials at all level and make sure I put the name of my Rainier up there and high. And they were happy to see us there and that we're so high involved in the community and giving back. Part of San Luis was also run a 5 miles in which the funds came back to their community in order to be able to see the great work that they're also doing, how we bring that to the city. All right, Pink, sorry, Melissa. Can you put the events on the screen? And I do see Valerie flashing one. I know Valerie, we were just there at the PTO. So Valerie and I attended the PTO. We said that in the beginning for my Rainier Elementary as they're talking about their outdoor classroom. The bike walk and road to school day is tomorrow, 10 to 4. And both Thomas Stone and Rainier Elementary are signed up to participate, and Superintendent House will be coming to Rainier Elementary. So we're looking forward to it. Rainier PD is going to be helping out as they do in making sure the kids are safe. So please make sure that you're driving extra slowly and careful tomorrow as everybody's walking or biking or rolling. All right. The City Administrator Office are going to be closed October 9 for Indigenous People Day. Halloween Parade Truck or Treat is October 28 from 4 to 8:30, Thomas Stone Elementary Parade lineup. And we end up at the Rainier Nature Center. This is an event being done together with the city and as well as Rainier PD. And information, reach out. I'm happy to provide information. This is one of the events that co-coordinate with them. All right, Police Department Centennial Anniversary Galas, November 3rd from 7 to 11 in Martin Crosswind. If you need information on how to get tickets, it is, I believe, maybe in our social media. If not, reach out. It is in the social media for the police department. And I think, and it's also in my social media. Veterans Day Flag Day Ceremony and Brunch is another event that I host for November 10th from 10 a.m. to 12 at the Police Department Community Room. The City Administrator Office will be closed on November 10 due to Veterans Day. Thanksgiving basket distributions November 21st at Police Department Community Room. If you want to volunteer, please reach out to me. And we have a lot of volunteer opportunities starting sometimes as early as 2 weeks prior. The City Administrator Office are closed November 23rd and 24th, Thanksgiving Day and Employee Appreciation Day. So that covers quite a few of the things we're going to be busy on. And on the next meeting, the council will also fill in if there's anything else that they're missing there. All right. Moving on to the next item on the agenda. Can you move it up, Pink, please? Well, can I see the agenda? Sorry, move it down. All the way with the agenda side. Thank you. And council, please be a little patient with Pink. Melissa's not here today. She has pre-scheduled time off. So Pink is helping us tonight. All right, presentation and discussion on building application. This is a 10-minute item for 3302 Otis Street, Mount Rainier. Mount Rainier Council will have a presentation from the owner of 3302 Otis Street. And we do have the Director of Code here, Ms. Alma Ferrufino. Alma, going to see the floor. And also Mr. Bong is here, who is the owner. I did check in earlier with him. So Alma, the floor is yours. Give us a brief introduction and anything you need us to know.
Good evening, Mayor and Council and City Manager, residents. Thank you for having us here. We're here to have a presentation on a new single-family home being built on Otis Street, 3302 Otis Street. It is a vacant property a vacant lot property that's been actually out there for a long time. So we are excited that it's actually starting construction, and we will see a totally different image on it. So I give the floor to Mr. Vaughn. I know he's here. We've been sharing all the information that is needed when it comes to constructions here in the city of Mount Rainier. But if you have any final questions at the end, definitely please let me know.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, City Manager, and
Mr. Bong, can I ask you for one favor? Just give me 1 minute while our acting clerk right now puts in the screen your application. So that way we see what you're talking about, and then I'll see you the mic. So just bear a little bit.
Absolutely. No, you're fine. You're fine.
Perfect. Yeah, move it up so that way we could see the design, Pink. So keep moving it up until you see what the work that's being done is. Keep going a little bit more. Oh, there. Okay, there. All right, go ahead. Apologies for that.
No. You all are fine. So thank you for your time. Yes, we will be. We're looking to build on 3302 Otis Street. It's been a lot that we've owned for about 2 years. Prior to us buying it, I guess a very long time ago, there was a home on it that was demolished, and another developer purchased the lot and had plans to build, and that never happened. So we've been going through the permitting process with PG County for almost a year, but we do have approved permits from Prince George's County. The plan is to build this single-family detached home. It is the lot size, it's a 3,300 square foot lot. The home size, it's 3 levels. It's going to be a total of 2,736 square feet. So that consists of 1,800 square feet above grade and a 900 square foot basement. The home has 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. Some of the features of the home are going to be open floor plan, a lot of architectural details on the outside that are consistent with the neighborhood. It doesn't look like it's out of place. We think the home is right sized, so it's not big by modern standards. It's definitely not a McMansion. On the outside, we've got, we'll have things like brick details on the front porch. We'll have lap siding. So things that kind of, once again, pay homage to the existing architecture of the neighborhood. Also inside, we've got some great features that really make the house a lot more livable. On the first floor, we've got an in-law suite. So it kind of allows the possibility for aging in place for someone that has an elderly parent, right? It helps to, it aids, we've found from feedback of buyers on other development projects that having the in-law suite often does a lot to make the home more affordable. So instead of but having to worry about the mortgage on a new house and possibly assisted living now or in the future for an older parent, they can now keep that parent in the house and save the money that they'd be spending on in assisted living, and also still allowing that parent to remain some independence. Another feature we'll be including with the property will be level 2 vehicle charging. So it once again, it makes the house a lot more sustainable. We know more and more people are buying electric vehicles these days, but many homes don't easily have the infrastructure to do vehicle charging without expensive upgrades. Many companies charge $5,000 or more to install a level vehicle charger, and many people just after buying an electric vehicle that's not cheap aren't looking forward to spending $5,000 to be able to charge at home. And so what they end up having to do is charging at public places at inconvenient times, or having to stop at a Wawa. And so that was one of the features we determined that we wanted to have to just make the house more livable, assisting sustainability. And the parking for the house will be off street. Otis is a one-way street. We imagine parking can get limited, and so we alleviated that by having a one car parking pad on the rear of the house. So we alleviate any additional parking on that street.
Okay. You're done, Mr. Vaughn. Is there something else you wish to add?
That's all I've pretty much got. I'm open for any questions.
So I'm gonna send it out. Luke, I know you're here. Go ahead. Your mic is muted, Luke.
Sorry,
Thank
thank you, Mayor. And thank you, Vernon, for coming and giving this presentation to the city. Is there any expansion of the current footprint on this property?
Well, whatever was there, because so currently there's nothing there at.
Yeah.
Once we start excavating, I assume we'll find the remnants of a basement. But it's not, yeah, to answer your question, I'm not sure
Okay.
how large this house is compared to the previous house. The footprint of this house is 912 square feet. That is the
Okay.
footprint of it. Yeah.
And then it complies with all the required setbacks from the overlay zone for our city.
Correct. Yeah. And that was, that was one of the additional layers of the permitting process that took us the better part of, I think, 8 or 9 months for permitting. So yes, we do comply to the overlay zone.
Okay.
I think with I believe it's the NCO overlay zone, I believe is what it's called.
Yep.
Yep.
In cause. Yep.
Yeah. The brick. So the brick porch post was one of the small details that we had to work in to comply. Once again, it's designed that the house looks like it's always been there. It's
Okay.
obviously it's new, but yeah, and we're happy to comply to that. That's several years ago we built at 3708 37th Street, and when we
Okay.
purchased that lot, it came with plans already, and the plans were for a house that was 3 levels above grade, almost 4,000 square feet. And the very first thing I said was that house doesn't look like it belongs there at all.
Yeah.
And so we had the architect knock off the top level just so I didn't want it to tower above other houses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I've prided myself in.
Well, we really appreciate that respect for kind of the historical character of the neighborhood.
You're welcome.
And there's just some things to keep in mind when doing construction. No work starts before 8 a.m. or after 8 p.m. Or else we'll get complaints to us, and so that creates work for us. And if there are, I haven't seen this lot in a long time, so there may not be any trees on there. If there are larger trees, just talk to Alma about whether those trees are protected under our urban forest code. If they are, you may have to take some measures to make sure we're protecting those trees. And then the other thing is to be mindful of, when we excavate a lot in this area, it's all clay. And so making sure that clay is kept in a place where when a storm comes, we're not going to have red seas of kind of water running down, everyone spilling clay onto everyone else's properties or clogging storm drains. So just be mindful of that. It's hard to control it all. We understand that, but just to be mindful of that. And I think those are the only questions I have and comments. And thank you for investing in Mount Rainier.
Thank you, Luke.
Thank you so much. Just a clock check. We have 2 minutes left in this item. Okay, we might have to add more. So I'm going to move on to Valerie, then Jared.
Thank you. This is great. Thank you for investing in the neighborhood. I don't have anything else to add at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you, Valerie. Jared?
Yep, just want to echo Luke's thoughts and Valerie's thoughts. Just keep in mind of all the additional city stuff, noise, tree ordinance, but most of the other things you're already familiar with from working with DPI. And I think you may be one of the first houses to go through the neighborhood conservation overlay zone, because that was just recently implemented. So
that is correct.
We're excited to have that in place to kind of protect the spirit and the aesthetics and the history and character of the community. And thanks for going through the process. I know it was probably MNC's PPC's one of the first times shepherding through there. So I appreciate your patience with the process.
You're welcome, Jared. I did get on my architect for a minute because I said it wasn't this hard when we did 3708 37th Street, and he said it's we've got this additional overlay zone to go through. So.
And Vernon, and a later time, maybe if there's feedback that you have through the process that it's helpful for other applicants, you know, that it would be helpful for MNC PPC, the feedback provided them, or to our code that we can provide to them might be helpful too, as other folks go through this process the first time. Thank you.
Derek, can you wrap it up so I could put more time?
Sorry.
So it's
Yep.
fine. You know, the thing is, like, we're trying to like remember the rules to start to stick to the time, but if it needs to stand, that's what give you guys a 2-minute warning. All right. Can I have a motion on the floor to add more time so we could give at least Danielle and myself a opportunity to speak? Can I have like 5 more minutes? We don't have to use the 5, but that's it.
Second.
Thank you so much. It's probably moving second. Discussion, objection, abstention, here none. There's 5 more minutes to be added to this clock. Thank you. Pink, you could give me a 30-second warning. That's what Melissa does. So that way I could like let them know that they need to wind it up because we talk a lot. All right, go ahead, Carter.
Yes, Carter. Anyway, Mr. Vaughn, thank you so much. I went by the lot myself. It's not in Ward 1, it's in Ward 2, but it's real close to Ward 1. But I went by and took a look at it, and I'm very excited to see the construction and the fill of that empty lot. You see the steps going in off the sidewalk, and now there's going to be a home there. So it's very exciting to see. Thank you very much again for investing in Mount Rainier, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. I think usually I let Luke go first so he could cover everything that I need to cover and more. So I don't repeat it. He's like, he took over Brian's spill very well. The former council member who I think you probably came by, and I was going to ask you that because he looked familiar. I was like, I think he's been in a house here before. So I echo Jared Stoffes, Councilmember Stoffes' comment when it comes to we might have to pick your brain to figure out what the process looked like for you on the other end, because I know on this end we worked on it really hard, but figure out the plus and the nuts and everything else so we could have a better understanding. And obviously our team might be, if you're open to also asking you questions about it, because we like to hear how the process went for you. Because you're in a specific, you need space because you've done it before it and after, so you could more sense have a comparison as your team has of how it went, right? The highlights of it. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
And
I'm happy. I'm an open book. I'm happy to share what I know. Absolutely.
the other thing is, like, out of the whole team, I'm the only one that lives in the south side over here, so I'm very close to Otis. So I will get the first round of complaints if it's not me complaining to you. All right, because we're very close bonded out here in the south. Okay, but we do appreciate it. It's like, you know, any house that comes out in anywhere in the city, and it's handled. It sounds like very much that you know the character of the city and that you took that into account. Right, so we definitely appreciate, because we love our historical homes, and we love like people that are willing to build very close to them as well, so that way they fit in with our character. All right, so Alma, is there anything else we need to be aware of, or everything's good?
Everything is good with this property. We've shared everything with Mr. Vaughn, and like he said, he's worked with the city before, so he knows exactly how we do everything here. So thank you very much, Mr. Vaughn.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you, Rector. And good thing, Mr. Vaughn, that you came in on time, because after the 2-year mark, if you don't get permits, you fall into the $2.50 vacant tax break. So you just like slid right in, right? So, but thank you so much for going through the process. We really appreciate it. Okay. So thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. Thank you, Pink. I know, poor Pink. You're working through it, Pink. You're doing beautifully. All right, presentation, discussion, and letter of support for CB 69, the county council bill that will require safe streets design. This is an item by Councilmember Stoffes. Will present a letter to support for the county for Council Bill CB 69. And thank you, Jared, for adding it to this agenda and giving us some needed time on the last meeting as well. All right, the floor is yours, Jared. You're on mute. That's how exciting this conversation was.
Sorry.
You and Luke are off today. What's going on?
I'm sorry. I was trying to. Okay, so I just wanted to bring a letter of support, and this was in the last agenda packet for last meeting, and then we tabled this item because we had such a packed agenda. To get council's council support for a letter to the county council on Council Bill 69. That's a bill introduced by Eric Olson called the Walkable Urban Streets Act. And then Council Resolution 6768, which were both letters of support. So basically what this does is it requires Prince George's County So let me pull up my own notes. It applies, it updates and codifies the county's urban street design standards, and it requires the county, which is Department of Public Works and Transportation, DPW&T, and DPI, to implement those standards and build complete streets. So, like, which are streets that are safe for all road users. So this is something that would apply to county-owned streets. So I want to just mention that real quickly because we do not have any county streets directly in the city. We have one state highway going through the middle of it, Route 1. We have one road actually in DC, Eastern Avenue, that's entirely DC. And then we have another state highway owned road at Queens Chapel at the northern end right outside the city. So, but while we do not have county streets in our city, we have several adjacent to our city in areas in the unincorporated county. And people traveling to those locations will need and want as safe an experience as we're able to make on our own local streets. I think folks that have been paying attention have noticed all the work we're doing on Vision Zero and getting grant and resources for local money. So having the county support this is going to act as a forcing point in combination with our city level policy. We're on board with this as a city. I think everyone knows that, to both make sure the county council process and focus aligns with what we're doing in the city, and then also to be able to ask SHA to take even more steps, SSAs, the State Highway Administration, more steps for pedestrian, bicycle, and road safety on our state highways. So this hasn't gone through, the county council has not taken a vote on this. There's general support across the entire county council, but I wanted to make sure, just in case, stuff often pops in, it gets amended, that, we put forth a statement of council, mayor and council, that we're in supportive of safer streets and we're supportive of the county implementing those requirements and guidelines on their own county-owned streets. So, Melissa, if you, sorry, Pink, sorry, so used to, yeah. So if you go to the next, yeah. So this is basically a summary. It just goes very quickly through a little bit about Mount Rainier. Talks about why, so Prince George's County is one of the worst pedestrian safety records in the region. And partly that's a lot due to our street design. Now, while we can fix our own city's streets, we can't fix the county roads and we can't fix the state roads, but we can push the county and push the state towards implementing safer roads as well. So Pink, if you want to go to the next. Yep. So this legislation is introduced by Councilmember Eric Olson. He's District 3, adjacent to ours, and he's really focused. It covers like some of the communities north of Hyattsville, and it would require county agencies to apply these safe standards around transit stations, designated centers, urban centers in the county, and encourage their use in other places. This would specifically apply to the West Hyattsville station around where there are a lot of county roads, or will be county roads, leading to the West Hyattsville station. So, for example, if the land at the Queens Chapel Shopping Center, which is currently in the unincorporated county, there's a long-term plan to redesign that. And if the county is the one in charge of designing those streets, they're designing a new street grid and network, which is in the plans, we want them to, follow the safest and most pedestrian-friendly, bike-friendly approach possible. So. So that's pretty much it. Happy to take any questions. Again, this letter has been the same as the one that was in your packet last 2 weeks ago. So nothing's changed.
Perfect. And we'll work on the little things like the fonts and things like that to get them all lined. I was like, am I seeing things?
No.
Like a little bit initial, right? But no, we'll get it work. All right, Council, are we good? Thumbs up. If not, that we could send this out as soon as possible. Good. Valerie, we're good. Luke, we're good. All right. So Jared, we could motion. Put the agenda back up, Pink, please. Okay, presentation and discussion. Okay, so your representative, I think that we're up to date with everything that you're doing, and it's like in line with what we have been asking for the city. If we're fixing our streets to make them safer, we need to make sure the county does their part. Good? All right, so we'll get on it and clean it up a little bit, and then we'll send it out, okay? And we'll send you whatever copy it is, Jerry, so that way you can also give it to Councilmember Olson, so that way he knows that we sent to representatives the support as well. In the past, I also sometimes have CC the rest of the county council so they know where we stand, so it's not a surprise to them where we're at, or if I need to go speak on behalf of it, okay? But thank you for your efforts and for going through the whole letter process. I know it could be taunting, but I definitely appreciate it, okay? All right, moving on to item number 6, public comment. Please see page 4 on the agenda. So public comments up it's open to the members of the community. You do have 3 minutes to speak. If you are representing a group, the group has to let us know that you're representing them. And everybody in the group cedes their time to you. At the same time, we are gonna make sure, let me read this very clearly. Public comment has a time limit of 3 minutes per speaker unless otherwise agreed by upon mayor and council. While speaking, please maintain a courteous tone and avoid personal attacks. If you wish to lodge a complaint about performance or conduct of any city employee, please bring it to your concerns attention of the city manager, who will look into the matter and respond to you. As a courtesy to other residents of business, the council requests that the speakers do not use a specific address or names of individuals when describing a situation or making complaints. Knowing that the block is preferred over a specific address, code compliance and public safety issues should be brought to the attention of appropriate departments and or one of your council members, well, mayor and council members. All right, so to make sure we are clear with this, that goes not just for the public comment, but it also goes to mayor and council. So when you introduce yourself, please name, last name, and block number. For example, 4300 block of 34th Street will do. All right, so if you wish to speak and you are online, on Zoom with us, just type your name and let us know you want to speak for public comment. If you have something to say on Facebook, just let us know. And if there's nobody, we'll shut this one down and move on to the next item. Okay, anybody in the public here? I see nothing in the chat. Melissa, poor Melissa, her little ears are ringing. This is how much we need Melissa. You see what happens? Pink or Jared, how do you call it? Anybody in Facebook, or we're good? Melissa's gonna be like, thank you so much. She's gonna be like doing the minutes for this meeting and laughing at how much we mentioned her without her being here. She'll be like, no way. All right, perfect. Seeing that there's no one, we're gonna close the public comments and move on to new old business. So this is the first reading of the resolution 03-2023 FY 2025 proposed budget calendar. This is a 10-minute. It doesn't have to be 10 minutes, but the mayor and council will have the first reading of the resolution 03-2023. Can you put it on the screen? Basically, that's the schedule when our budget will be discussed. And we do this ahead of time so that way the community is aware what the budget is, the staff knows, and also the elected officials know. So that way they could plan accordingly around the schedule. And once it's approved, it usually sticks unless there's something of greater good that asks us to change, like an emergency or something along those lines. But, other than that, we do our best to stick to our calendar for as much as it is, because some of them are official requirements when it's comes to the tax rate, when it comes to approve, there's severe deadlines that if we delay on any of this, it creates a domino effect, even in our old rules. All right. So here's the ordinance, right? I'm going to have to read through it one more time. So it's officially read through. Tuesday, September 19, work session setting proposal budget calendar. We did that. Today is Tuesday, October 3rd, first reading of the resolution setting proposal budget for FY 2025. We're doing that right now. November 7th, adopt resolution setting proposal budget. So the next voting meeting, legislative meeting, we're voting on it. So it gives enough time for it to be out in the public. Thursday, the 9th, budget instructions issued to all departments, committees, and committee groups. That's like an internal process. Move it up, please. Thank you. December 29, deadline for city departments, committees, and committee groups to submit their FY 25 requests to the city manager. Friday, the 16th of February, city manager submits proposed budget FY 25 to the council. Tuesday, February 20, city manager presents proposed budget FY2 council. Council hosts work session, proposed budget and discussion of tax rate. So on that day, be better prepared to talk about both items. The 7th is a Thursday, 2024. Notice published in the Prince George's Post or Centennial, a public hearing on proposed FY25 budget scheduled for March. Constant yield rate will be posted and published as well. And this is one of those like hard lines that we cannot. So if this thing goes out, like if the hearing is changed, it becomes invalid. All right, Saturday, the March 23rd, public hearing, public comment on proposed FY25 council work session on budget FY25 following the public hearing. Tuesday, April 2nd, discussion of FY25 proposed budget and first reading on into record of FY25 budget ordinance. On the April 9, public hearing, proposed FY25 budget discussion for city council proposed FY21 budget. April 24, second reading of FY25 budget ordinance and possible vote. So this is the first time like council will have the opportunity to vote in the second reading if we're ready to do it. May 7, if needed, vote on FY 2025 budget ordinance, and June 4, if needed, vote, that'll be like another option too. So you have like up to 3, but we're gonna try to knock it out on the 24. Move it up a little bit and goes just a signature, a test, you're fine. And it's a signature page. All right, so one of the questions that was asked, will this be added on next year in 2025 for elections? Yeah, it's usually added, moved up a little bit to make sure that we take the vote before the new people are seated on. So that way they have a working budget, and on it, because we're staggered, it helps. So that way, at least, some of the members of our team should be able to be here to continue if some, it depends on the election. All right. So we did look into holidays. We did all that. And this was read and given to you guys 2-3 weeks ago for the last work session. If we don't have any questions, thumbs up, and we'll move on to the next item. Okay, good. Jared, good. Valerie.
Sorry.
Hold on. So Luke, is it a question or is it a thumbs up?
No, I was gonna say I have to drop right now. I do apologize.
But you're good with this right now?
I'm good with this right now, and just thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Luke, so much. So Jared, you're good. Valerie, you said you're good.
Good.
Okay, Danielle, what's your question?
I was confused, and this is my first budget season, so bear with me. Wednesday, April 24th, so we're going to get together specifically on a Wednesday. Why not the Tuesday before? Don't we have a meeting the day before? I'm a little confused. Is it like timing, like we have to wait this specific amount of days? I'm just curious why the Wednesday and not the Tuesday the day before.
Submit your question to Melissa. I cannot think about it at the top of my head.
Mayor, can I respond?
Go ahead. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Kamali. My apologies. Go ahead.
Yeah, there is a holiday on that day. That's why we put it on Wednesday in order to observe that holiday. And that's the reason that we have it on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Kamali.
Yeah.
That's true, Mr. Kamali. Thank you for reminding me of that. Like, so we go through the school calendar to be able to do the absurd days in a couple of them. Also, when it came to spring break, though, that was asked to be taken into account, so we went ahead and did it. But basically, a mirror's on it. But that's the reason why. So usually, it'd be like either we have like switched it in the past to a Wednesday when is election day, because our residents said like you cannot be discussing the budget when it's election day or any of the holy days or observed days. All right, anything else for the good of the order? Okay, if not, good, review it. It's gonna come up for vote on the 7th, according to this. All right, go ahead, Pink, move on to the next agenda item. Oh, I know, Luke missed the whole like minutes, how sad. All right, so we have approval of the minutes. Mayor and council will work on approving the minutes. Again, Melissa, thank you so much. I know you and your team work on this a lot in order to make sure we clean up all minutes, but at the same time, like, make sure we're on point on everything. So Luke went through all of them. Jared, can you do me a favor? Can you go ahead and read each of those lines over the minutes we're about to vote and approve for? As acting vice mayor, I'll appreciate it.
Yeah, it's so we're going to approve the minutes for the mayor and council. We'll vote on approving the minutes for April 28th, 2020 work session, May 5th, 2020 legislative session, May 13th, 2020 special legislative meeting and budget work session, May 19th, 2020 special legislative meeting and budget public hearing, May 20th, 2020, emergency meeting, May 26th, 2020, budget work session, June 20th, 2020, continuation of budget work session from May 26th, 2020, June 20th, 2020, legislative meeting, June 9th, 2020, budget work session, June 16th, 2020, work session, special legislative meeting, August 6th, 2020, special work session, special legislative meeting, August 18th, 2020, special work session, September 1st, 2020, legislative meeting, January 5th, 2021, legislative meeting, January 6th, 2021, work session, June 20th, 2023, work session, June 29th, 2023, public hearing, special legislative meeting, July 15th, 2023, community conversation, intersection of 31st and Perry Street, September 5th, 2023, legislative meeting.
Thank you so much, Jared, for that. And every single minute, like I mentioned, was also presented at the work session with given out time, at least 2 weeks, if not over a month in between when it comes to it. So council, I'm putting a motion on the floor to approve all the minutes as submitted. Can I have a second? You have to verbalize the second.
Second.
Thank you, Valerie. Any discussion, objections, abstentions? Hearing none. This item has passed unanimously. All right, and before adjourn, there was one announcement that I forgot. We are having a community discussion at Newton Place this Saturday at 10 a.m. I went through all the proper channels with the city to make sure it is a community sponsor conversation. And so the community has been informed and we look forward to seeing you guys. And we definitely announced this 2 weeks ago. All right, so in doing that, I would like to have a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you so much. You probably moved.
Seconded.
You probably moved and second. Any discussion, objection, abstention? This meeting has come to an end. Thank you guys so much. And staff, have a good night. I think this made up for our 4-hour meeting last time. We're letting you guys go home, okay? Before the
Mayor.
hour.
Thank you, council.
And thank
Thank you,
you, and thank you
Mayor.
to Molly for going to
Thank you.
Annapolis today with me,
Thank you.
okay?
Thank you.
Good
So,
evening.
Thanks.
good night.
Good night. Thank you, Alma.
Thank you, staff.
Thank you.